A pivotal point for Maine's fishing industry. Good evening and thanks for being with us. I'm Brian Yacono. Amanda Hill is off tonight. Lobster industry leaders around Maine are speaking with us tonight about what could happen following the death of that endangered North Atlantic right whale in Massachusetts. It may be linked back to Maine lobster gill. And as News Center Maine's Jack Mulman reports, there are concerns within the industry about the long term.
What if you want?
Late winter on Portland's waterfront.
This time of year is pretty slow.
Greg Turner, a local legend. And while things look normal here, the news surrounding his day loading up on bait is anything but.
I don't really know how much it's time. Time is money.
An endangered North Atlantic right whale found dead in January on Martha's Vineyard. There are just a couple hundred of these whales left. And while the cause of death is yet to be determined, a possible telltale sign.
It was very clear that she had suffered quite significantly from this entanglement.
Kathleen Collins with the International Fund for Animal Welfare says her team studied the dead whale and says they found severe damage to its tail from fishing trap ropes. Industry experts saying the rope likely belongs to Maine fishermen.
But we do know that she was gravely entangled.
Just 3 years old and a female.
So we've been watching this one closely for quite a while.
Patrice McCarron with the Maine Lobstermen's Association says this whale was entangled back in 2022. Back then, there were new regulations that all Maine lobstermen install weak links in their gear so that if a whale did get entangled, the rope would break off. Unfortunately, McCarron says there wasn't enough of this new weak link rope to go around.
It looks like this whale became entangled before we had fully implemented those regulations.
This news also comes with years of environmental groups pointing fingers at Maine's lobstering industry as posing a risk to the whale. The lobster industry also, for those years, saying there's no proof that it does pose a risk to the whale. But now,
all fishermen are very, very anxious.
Virginia Olson with the Maine Lobstering Union says this came as a shock. She says on top of previous lawsuits from the industry, storm damage destroying working waterfronts, and now the spotlight back on the lobster industry.
Because of the past few years of uncertainty with whale regulations, we are seeing some people leave the fishery.
And back in Portland, Greg Turner says he just doesn't want this news to add more hate on his industry, one that's gone through change after change over the years.
They'll eventually come up and tell me what I got to do, and I'll do my best to either work around it or I'll go do something else.
In Portland, Jack Mulman, News Center, Maine.
The Maine Lobstermen's Association says this likely won't change any regulation on the lobster industry immediately. Congress ruled last year to halt any significant change to the industry until 2028.